Hey sales queens, welcome back to another episode of Becoming an Online Sales Queen. You will have noticed, those of you watching on video, that we are in a new location. Well, I can reveal we are not actually in a new location. We are in the same location. This is my office at home. It's just that my amazing husband has painted it a whole new color. We've got new seating, new lighting, new plants, new furniture, new everything. We've got something on order that is going to really help the sound of the podcast. We've got acoustic paneling on its way. So if this is sounding a little bit echoey, please bear with us whilst we wait for this acoustic paneling. We get it up on the walls, and then hopefully this little corner of the room we are going to use as a podcast studio. And I'm so excited to get that bit finished because there are so many topics that I want to bring you on this podcast. There are so many tutorials and trainings that I want to bring to my YouTube channel. I literally cannot wait to get it exactly how I have been visioning it, okay? So please bear with us while we work on those things. But in the meantime, we have a whole new episode for you today. And today's episode is all about authority. And I've been speaking about this topic today with the girls in my mastermind, with the girls in my collective. It came up on both calls. They were asking me questions about live launches that they're running, like free masterclasses that they're running, where they're going to be inviting a sale at the end. And they were asking about what really moves the needle. What is it that's really going to get the yeses? What is it that's going to make the audience jump into the offer willingly, with certainty, with confidence, obviously making that investment in themselves so that, my clients can celebrate the big launches, right? And so what is it that really makes the difference? That's what they asked me, and my answer was authority. Now, I've done my own 107K launch. It was pretty hard work. And, full transparency, I had to put probably about £3,500 of ad spend behind that to get enough people into my launch audience to make the 107K launch possible. But I did it, right? And I think when I look back, the big difference in that and my other launches, because, I've done quite a few 50K launches, I've done a 60, a 74. And when I really think about what was it that truly made the difference in that shift up to 107K, it was my authority. It was how much belief I had in me, how much certainty I had in me that I could bring my genius, bring my expertise, show up as the authority, as the leader, as the iconic expert in my field, and lead the people in my launch through a decision-making journey, right? And if any of you have launched, you will know the decision-making journey begins with you giving free value and really positioning yourself as the person that can help them solve not just the problem that the masterclass solves or the 5-day challenge or whatever your launch is, but to solve their bigger problem. Yeah. So you might in your live launch finish off by saying, now that you've learned this, what I've just taught you, you're ready to learn this. You're ready for the next stage. We've solved the small problem, but we've now got to move on to the bigger problem, the thing that you really want to get fixed. Okay. And obviously those of you that have live launched, you will recognize that process. But when the girls were asking me, what is the needle mover? What is the thing? And I think that they thought what I was going to share with them was going to be a strategy. It was going to be a script. It was going to be a phrase. It was going to be a way to pitch the offer, or a certain way to do the slides, or a certain way to build the sales page, or a certain email sequence. And whilst all those things are important, and if you want to do a big high ticket launch, you want to do a big high value launch, all of those things are important. The strategy is of course important. But if you aren't showing up as the expert, if you aren't solid and true in your authority and really bring your expertise unapologetically, then your audience isn't going to have the confidence to work with you, okay? Now, I want to break this down a bit for you and ask you a few questions that are hopefully going to help you to decide on where your real zone of genius is. Because I know for me, when I think back to when I started my business 9 years ago, I'm a whole new human. I see myself in a whole new light. I believe things about my knowledge, my skills, my credibility that I never believed before. And if you've been following me for a while, if you've been watching the podcast for a while, I know a few of you will recognize this because you've said it to me. You say things like, oh, it's all right for you, Rach. You're confident on camera. It's not a problem for you. You just show up and do it. I have to really think about it. I promise you, I haven't always been that way. Right? When I first started my business 9 years ago, I didn't do any video. I was shit scared of video. I did not get my face on camera at all. I hid behind corporate graphics, corporate branding, Canva graphics. Any way I could, I would use a stock photo, a stock video. And of course, my brand, although my brand was strong because it was built from networks and referral and showing up as me on social media, I don't really feel that I reached the level that I could have reached if I'd have truly injected my own authentic style and personality into my content. And obviously the best way to do that is on camera, is on video. And so I want to unpack this topic of authority and how you can be showing up unapologetically as the expert, okay? Because, when I think back, I've been on a real journey with that. And it starts with knowing what you're good at. So if I asked you now to really just sit and think about, what are you good at? What are you an absolute expert in? And why are you a different kind of expert? It could be a different level, a different depth. It could be a slightly different topic, a slightly different angle to the way that your competitors do it. And I know when I say the word competitors, some of you might go off into a little spinny moment there. Nobody is your competitor, right? Your only competitor is you yesterday. There are no other competitors, but let's be honest. There are other people in your niche who do similar to what you do, right? So I don't want you to focus on them. I just want you to think about why you're better, why you're faster, why you're more unique, why you're more special, why you're different, why your version of what you do is VIP, is premium, is luxury, is exclusive. Why is what you do exactly what your audience need over and above anybody else in your space? Let's be really frank, right? I'm not the only business coach in the world, right? You could go and listen to many, many, many other business coaches, but you're here with me. I'm very grateful that you are. But there are many other business coaches. There are many other sales experts out there. So why is it that you choose me? So when I was thinking about this 9 years ago, 8, 7, as I'm getting nearer to where we are now, I wasn't clear. I was just I know sales. I've been in sales all my working career. That's what I know. That's what I'm good at. That's why people hire me. I'm good at sales. I hadn't really zoned into where my unique genius really lies. Now I know, 9 years later, doing what I do now as an online business coach. And when I started, I was an on and offline business coach. But knowing what I know now, I know that my real genius is in helping you build evergreen programs, in helping you scale your evergreen program with sales funnels, helping you build your monthly recurring revenue. Yes, that involves sales, and I teach biopsychology, how to show up on camera and sell, how to sell in the DMs, how to sell on sales calls, how to book more sales calls. All of the things that I teach still come under that authority banner of the fact that I help you build and scale an evergreen group program. But now I know, because of the hundreds of women that I've helped to do that, that's where my genius lies. But I didn't know that in the beginning. That has come through a series of, people supporting me with things like PR and branding, and therefore asking me the questions of, what do you do, Rach? Why are you good at what you do? Why is it different and better than other people? And so I had to go through this process, and I want you to go through this process. I want you to sit and ask yourself, how is what I do different? How is what I do better? And if I was going to let go of all the childhood, times where I was taught not to boast and brag, all the times when you were taught as a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, don't show off at your party, nobody loves a show off. Don't, give it Billy big balls all the time. Like, no, be humble. Don't boast, don't brag, right? We need to let all that go, girls, right? We need to let all that go. I want you to boast. I want you to brag. I want you to lean into what you are good at, because it's not boasting. It's called confidence. Yeah, it's called certainty about who you are and what you bring and how you add value. Yeah, so it's not bragging, it's not boasting. I want you to reframe that, get it out of your mind. Because if you believe that you showing up, saying what you're good at, sharing client wins, if you believe that's boasting and bragging, you won't do it. And you must do it. Because without it, you won't be showing up with authority. Okay? You'll be showing up in doubt. You'll be showing up with imposter syndrome. You'll be showing up with comparisonitis. I've had all these things, right? I recognize them in you too. Yeah. So we need to reframe boasting and bragging. It's not that. It's called confidence. Yeah. It's called humble celebrations. Yeah. When you're sharing client wins, I like to call them humble celebrations, because we're shining a light on the client. We're not just going, oh yeah, Sarah got this great result and it's all about what I did. No, of course we're not. We're not taking the glory. We're saying Sarah's amazing. Sarah's incredible. She got this fantastic result. Here's how I supported her to do that. My framework, my method, my process supported her. My mastermind supported her. Yeah, you're not taking the glory. Taking the glory would be boasting and bragging, but you're not taking the glory. Yeah, you're shining a light on the client and you're taking the elements of that journey that you brought, yeah, your method, your program, your brilliance, your coaching, your support. You're taking the bits that you did and shining a light on those too, humbly, right? You're humbly celebrating, okay? The other thing I just want to mention is, for those of you that have had a corporate career, I totally understand why showing up in authority is hard for you, because I know in my corporate career, we were taught to be very inclusive, use we language, not I language. You know, yes, it's your department, but you talk about it as a team. You don't say staff, you don't say my staff, you say our team. Yeah, so it's like little bits of language that may be still with you from a corporate career that actually stops you from sounding as authoritative as you would like to sound. Because we language is not authoritative at all. I and you language is. Yeah, you have a problem, I know how to fix it. You want this result, I know how to get you there. Yeah, you want a proven pathway to achieve X, I know exactly how to do that. I've helped hundreds of people do the same. This is the methodology that we are going to follow. Yeah, I and you is very authoritative. We is fluffy, it's generic, and we actually puts you in the same team as your client, right? And what you want your ideal client to see and feel and think and believe is that you are different. You are further ahead than them. You know more than them. You are the expert. And if you say, you know, let's just imagine that you are a health coach, yeah, and let's say you're selling a program that helps somebody lose 10 pounds for summer, and you show up with we language, you would say things like, yeah, we put on weight when we eat these foods, and we lose weight when we go to the gym, when we do our 10K steps, when we get our nutrition right, when we get our sleep right, when we take the right supplements, we get these things right, we get the outcome. And in that we language, you're making it sound like your ideal client has the problem and so do you. Your ideal client wants the result and so do you. Your ideal client recognizes what needs to happen, and in that moment, so do you. But that isn't what you want your ideal client to think and believe. You want your ideal client to see that you're ahead. You've already done it. It's not we here and now. It's we as in they are coming to you, but because you have already fixed it. You have already got the solution. Okay, so what I really want for you from this episode is for you to really do some work on where your authority really lies. And I want you to get grounded in it. I want you to know it. I want you to know it in every bone of your body. Because if you don't know why you're an expert, if you don't know and are able to articulate why your audience need to sit up and listen when you speak, If you can't command a stage, if you can't command a video, if you can't write copy that is going to compel your audience to want to reach out and make an inquiry, then you're not going to get the inquiries. Your launch is going to fall flat. Your funnel isn't going to convert. Your sales call isn't going to result in a yes. You have to be able to command the stage. You have to be able to call in the level of certainty from your audience that makes them really think, feel, and believe without any doubt whatsoever that you are the one. And you are the one. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. You are the one. You are incredible. You are amazing. You are so good at what you do. You don't even realize how good you really are. But I do. I see you. Yeah. I see women like you all the time show up and dilute their authority, dilute their brilliance, dilute their expertise. Well, let me tell you, my love, it stops today because you are listening to Becoming an Online Sales Queen, and you are becoming an online sales queen. Okay. That is what we're doing here. And thank you so much for being a listener, by the way. When you step fully into your authority, your sales queen era really begins. Because when I look back, when was the turning point that I started making more money? When I started calling in the most incredible clients, it was when I dialed up my authority. It was when I got truly grounded in who I am, why I'm brilliant, why you need to hire me, why I'm the one to get you the result that you're really looking for. I am the difference between the shitty result that you got in the other program where nobody saw you, nobody held you, nobody cared for you. The method wasn't dialed in. Yeah, the results were not there. I am the difference between that program and the programs that I run where women do get results. And I know it. I know it. I have zero doubt about it. But the only reason that I have zero doubt about it is because I've worked on my mindset around my authority. Okay. I am here telling you that you're incredible, but that's only part of it, because I could tell you 100 times and you still might not believe me. The real needle mover is when you believe it, when you truly believe it, okay? And that can only come with daily practice, yeah? And what that daily practice looks like is you, maybe the minute you wake up, maybe while you're having your first coffee, maybe while you're getting out walking the dog, maybe while you're brushing your teeth, maybe, whatever your morning routine is, find a way in the first 1 to 2 hours of your day to look yourself in the mirror, maybe even record yourself on video, saying to yourself, good morning, sales queen. Good morning, powerhouse. You are fucking amazing. You are going to have the best day. Amazing, incredible clients that you've always dreamed of working with are watching your content right now, are waiting for the moment to work with you. Today is the day that you call it in. Yeah, today is the day that you show up as the authority, that you call in those dream clients because you are the chosen one. When you develop a morning practice where you do that religiously day in, day out, day in, day out, don't even skip a day, find a way to fit in just 5 minutes for you to go on a self-appreciation rampage, a self-authority rampage, literally spout it out there. You heard, I haven't got any notes. I just spouted that out there. I say these things to myself every day. And yeah, I probably look and sound like a bit of a crazy person, but it's okay. It's okay because I'm here to serve and support all these women that I am now working with. Yeah, my goal is to get to 100,000 women. Yeah, I'm not there yet. So I need to support more women, create more impact. My real vision is to create 10 female millionaires. So if I have to look and sound like a bit of a crazy person talking to myself, going on an authority rampage, that's okay. That's what I'm going to do. And it's what I want you to do as well. Okay. So that is today's episode. Those of you that are really committed to building a proper business will take this episode, you will save the link down somewhere, and you will remind yourself every morning, Rachel told me I need to do an authority rampage, a self-appreciation rampage, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. 5 minutes, that's all it takes, girls, okay? Set yourself some calendar time, get committed, and go and help yourself to step fully into that sales queen era that I know that you are ready for. Okay, so thank you again for being here. Thank you for listening. If you think this episode will resonate with any of your business besties, anybody that you're in programs with, please do share it. I would love to get this podcast show out to as many people as possible. So thank you so much for being here. Apologies again for the sound, but look out for when we get those acoustic panels behind me, and hopefully you'll be able to message me and tell me that the sound is 100 times better. I'll see you next time.